Found everywhere you can listen to podcasts. It's Caffeinated and Confused with Hannah.
That's a very confusing time for any young lady.
I mean, I am a loud-ass bitch, but... Hey, YOLO.
Okay, wait, can we swear on this?
Yeah, I've just stopped caring, and no one has said anything.
Okay.
I think on Trey and I's episode, we said fuck like 300 times.
I feel like you guys did too, so
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it was just as long as we can say. Okay.
Because, like, yeah, I feel like it's fine.
Okay.
No one said anything. So that either means no one
listens.
who's important has listened. I feel like Jason has listened. I don't know. We'll find out. This is the one that they probably will listen to. So
No, they can't. No one listened to this one.
We're going to make like a beta blocker for people to not listen to this one.
That's exactly what we should do. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, welcome, Jules, to the podcast. We are caffeinated and very confused.
Very confused.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confused are you today?
Today?
Yeah.
I would say today is probably like, it's a good day. Like a 7 maybe.
Okay. How about
But-
just in general?
In general, like a 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Same. Especially at night when I'm spiraling and I'm just laying in bed, and then that's when I'm really confused.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, where I'm just like, what am I doing? Why am I the way I am? How do I change everything tomorrow?
We need to change our whole lives.
Yes. Every single day I have that thought. Like, I think I just need to change everything about my life.
It's our like quarter life crisis, but we're past quarter life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm past quarter life.
Third life crisis?
Yeah, I think all of the rest of life is just going to be a crisis.
It's just one big crisis.
Huge crisis.
Honestly,
Are
I'm
we
kind of
both
okay with that.
Geminis?
I'm a Gemini Cancer cusp.
Oh, okay.
So like kind of.
Because you're end of June.
End of June, yeah.
Yes, and I'm June 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. I turned 35.
Hannah, no, you don't.
And
You just don't. Like,
Okay.
you're not 35.
Thank you.
You don't look 35. You don't act 35.
Thank you.
It's a
Okay.
number. It's a number.
Okay, thank you.
It's fine.
I actually saw Cher. I'm just going to be Cher for the rest of my life. She said that she tweeted this week, she's turning like 79 or something. She was like, when am I going to feel 79? Because I don't. She's like, I don't believe in ages. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because I don't feel 35.
That's what my grandma always says. She's like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, who is that old lady?
Yeah.
And I feel like we'll just feel, it's a mindset. It's a mindset.
That like makes me panic though. I always look at people who like older people and I'm like, that's going to be us. Don't you just freak out about
No,
that?
I
sometimes?
absolutely freak out. I don't want to get old
No.
at all.
Okay, well,
Okay,
really glad that we started this off. Can I look at my heart rate?
Spiraling early.
We're 2 minutes in and we're already deep in a hole. We need to come out. We need to get out of this hole. Wow. Okay. So anyway, Jules and I became friends through work years ago, which it feels like a million years, but also 2 at the same time.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
it's kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah.
time has been flying.
I know. It's 7 years this summer that I've been at Midwest.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's kind of crazy.
I know. So Juliana and I met through work. Her family her grandpa started Midwest Communications, the great company it is today. And I don't even know when the first time we would have met was. I feel like we probably talked on social media first.
Yeah, I think so.
And then like met each other
I don't
and
remember
acted
it
like
all. It was just, we were just instantly friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checks out.
The best kind.
The best time. So she lives in Nashville. She's here now for the next couple of days. So I'm like, well, we have to podcast because
Duh.
we just, there's too many stories between both of us.
Uh-huh.
And they just need to be out there, you know?
Do they?
I think they do. I actually was looking at I don't know if I ever told you this story. It was a year ago today on my Snapchat memories that I had a guy spend the night who shouldn't have spent the night, but I never told this story on the podcast. He drove to my apartment at like 2 a.m. and hit a curb and his tire fell off his truck.
No, I remember this story.
Yes. So it was a year ago today that Laura and I went for a walk, and at 4 p.m. his truck was still broken in my apartment complex, and him and his dad had to come fix it. And I was like, so I'm just thinking, what is he telling his dad?
Wait,
like,
did you have to meet his dad?
No, I stayed up in my apartment.
Okay,
I did
yeah.
not. No, absolutely not.
Oh, that's so scary.
I know. So yeah, that was a fun snap memory to look back at today. Like, broken wheel guy. Good times. So plenty more stories like that, but let's get into the pit and peak. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with the pit because the pit leads into my peak.
Oh, love it. Okay.
So the pit is a little bit of an attack on Cody Wickman.
Oh, love kicking off the episode with an attack on Cody.
So, and we can circle back to this, but my long-term boyfriend and I broke up in March because he moved to China. And that was a whole thing. So I'd RSVP'd to my high school best friend's little sister's wedding.
Got it.
And had RSVP'd with a +1, obviously, because I was dating someone. And then he moved to China. And I was like, well, shit, what am I going to do? Like, who am I going to bring to this wedding? I already RSVP'd, whatever. So I was like, oh, Cody's in Green Bay. He'd be fun. He knows Kayla, my best friend from high school, because he had met her before. And I was like, okay, that'll be easy, right? And so I confirmed with him multiple times because, it's Cody and he's not really the most reliable.
Yes.
And
great way to explain it.
Yeah. So I confirmed with him multiple times. He's like, yeah, of course, we're locked in. And he texts me last week and he's like, Jules, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. We're throwing this party for my friend who's getting off of house arrest. And he's like, and the party's at my house, I can't go to the wedding. And my first reaction is, why would you throw a house party for someone getting off of house arrest?
That's what I said too.
But I was like, Cody, you've got to be so serious right now. Like, I can't deal with you. Like, I was so pissed. And then it ended up leading into the peak, which was my other best friend from high school lives in Milwaukee, and she's got 2 babies, and she's super busy living her best life with her little cute family. And I called her, and I said, what are the odds that you can come up from Milwaukee and come to this wedding with me? And she was like, let me talk to my husband, and we'll figure it out. And the next day, she's like, all right, I'm in. So she came up, she brought the kids, and we got to hang out Friday night, and I got to meet her new baby that was just born in February. So that was so fun. And it was the first time that the 3 of us high school best friends had been together in probably 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So it was just a really, really wholesome, my heart was full. It was just a great vibe. So
way better than it would have been.
Way better than if Cody had come. So Cody, thank you for being both, the pit and the peak in a way. Yeah.
I love that. You know what? This is a great reminder that when a man is just a POS, it's only going to lead to better things, Don't let it get you down.
It's what's meant to be will always be.
True that.
That's what I keep telling myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's literally my tattoo. My new tattoo I got says Que Sera Sera. It was my grandma's song. And the song is Que Sera Sera, whatever will be, will be.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So I'm with you there. All right, so my pit and peak, I don't even know I guess my peak was just the weekend in general, but I'm going to go through some of the decisions that Hannah made this weekend.
Some of the decisions. Questionable at best.
She made. Okay, so Hope's wedding weekend was a full 4-day extravaganza.
Yeah, you guys were going nonstop.
Yeah. And I can't do that anymore. I just, thank God we had a day in between. But Thursday we went bowling. They had their rehearsal dinner. We went bowling. All of their Chicago friends, because Terry's from Chicago, were in town. So then Terry's like, well, let's go out. The wedding's not till Saturday. I want to bring all my boys out, blah, blah, blah. So we're like, all right. So went bowling. Then we went to the good old sardine can. And that's where things,
It always takes a turn at the can.
Always takes a turn at the can. And I don't even know what transpired. All of a sudden, I was making out with one of the Chicago guys in the middle.
That's what I was going to ask. Yes. Were any of them cute?
Yeah,
obviously, yes.
Yeah. So there was 5 single guys. And so I'd asked Hope off the podcast last week. I was like, oh, so which one do you think I'm going to vibe with? And she said this one guy's name. And I was like, okay. So we're at the can and I'm like, okay, point out the single guys. Who are the single ones, whatever. And so she's pointing them out. She's like, yeah, and that's the one that I said that you would probably hit it off with, whatever. I don't even, and then I pretty much blacked out. I don't even remember how him and I started talking or what happened. That's all I know is all of a sudden we're making out in the sardine can. I'm like, I'm too old to be making out
in front of everyone you guys know.
In front of everyone. I think he went in first to kiss me and I think I stopped it. I was like, I am not making out with you in front of all of our friends. Who's going to start taking videos? And absolutely not. So it started at the sardine can. Then we decided let's go to the Black Saddle, which is never a good idea.
Never a good idea.
Never good. So then, like, no one was there because it was a Thursday night. So you know how they have that second half now with like the stage and stuff? That was all dark and like the chairs were on the tables because no one was there. So then him and I ended up back in that area because it was dark and no one was in there.
You're like in the back room in the saddle.
Literally. Yeah, I know. It's bad.
Honestly, it's very college.
Yeah. And you know what? I needed to feel young.
Yeah.
I needed to feel young and alive.
Exactly.
And if it's going to be making out with a man from Chicago in the corner of the black saddle.
I'm honestly here for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, then that happened. Then we all got kicked out because it was bar closed. So it's like 2:30 in the morning at this point. Standing on the street corner waiting for Ubers. Him and I are making out then on the street corner. And then Laura said that she heard that he kept asking me to come over. And I kept saying, no, you have to wait until Saturday. Like, what? I'm like, what the hell was I talking about? What? So she's like, yeah, he literally kept saying, just let me come over. And you were like, no, Saturday. Like,
oh my gosh. So
what?
was he following you around all night on Saturday?
No. So then I just like, because we were obviously hammered. So then I'm like, I don't even want to make eye contact with this guy because I don't know. Like, we didn't exchange numbers. Like, we hadn't talked. So then I'm like, I don't know. That's weird. So he was sitting at a table with Megan and Chelsea and Scott. And of course, Scott caught wind of it. I'm like, if he says something, I'm going to kill myself.
Scott's going to escalate it always.
I don't think he did. But then, yeah, we didn't really talk. Then all of a sudden he was doing the worm on the dance floor. And I think I used that opportunity to be like, I don't know, that was so cool, dude.
Sick move.
Sick move. And I guess the pit is that we had to leave the wedding early because it was storming and it was outside in like a tent with metal rods. So we were only allowed to be there until 10 p.m. anyway because of noise stuff, but they kicked us out at like 9:15.
Yeah, that's what Trey said.
Yeah,
I would be
sucked.
so pissed.
Yeah. And it wasn't like it wasn't even that crazy. By the time we got to Cropsies, it wasn't even raining anymore.
Yeah.
So it was like...
No, it rained for like... Because I was at a wedding on Saturday too. It rained for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I told Hope, I was like, you need to send an email on Monday because that's BS. But we went to Cropsies and then this guy and I were like kind of talking there and we exchanged numbers because then they got an Airbnb by Lambeau. So he was like, oh, you guys should come there. And I was like, oh, we're going to Stadium View to meet up with friends.
To meet up with me, but I had left already.
Jules was like, I'm in bed. I'm like, okay, well.
I needed to remove myself from that situation.
Probably should have. So when we went to Stadium View, then we ended up back at that Airbnb. Him and I did not know further things happen, but we did stay there until like 4:30 in the morning.
Who was all with you guys?
It was me, Laura, Austin, Jason, and then Allie, who was the photographer at the wedding. She's been on the podcast. She stayed out with us.
The photographer for the wedding. Honestly, legendary.
Yeah, and she had her backpack with the camera in it, and like at Stadium View, she wouldn't take it off.
I was going to say, was she taking pictures at Stadium View?
She just wouldn't take the backpack off. I was like, Allie, just put it on. Like, we're all surrounding this table. She's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I will literally die if I lose this. So she's just around Stadium View with her big camera backpack. Yeah. So yeah, then we went and played beer pong and it was, I wanted to die on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm glad I removed myself because I would have been there with you till 5 in the morning.
You probably would have made us stay there until like 6. I would have got us there and you would have kept us there later.
That is a fact.
And then we probably would have somehow ended up like walking the streets and be like, let's go take pictures in front of Lambeau. Let's make a TikTok.
And they would be like the blurriest, worst photos of all time.
So, so probably for the best. But it was just overall, Pitt was getting kicked out and then being hungover as hell on Sunday. But the peak was just, it was just
a great wedding weekend.
A great wedding weekend. Yeah. I was dead on Friday. We had to go do nails at 10 a.m. Didn't go to bed until
you were nonstop all weekend. Like I was following along. I was like, how is she doing this?
I don't know. I was dead. And Laura FaceTimed me Friday morning. It was like 9:48. I was about to leave to go to the nail salon and I answer her FaceTime. She's a tear dripping down her face. I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, I can't stop puking. I need you to come pick me up. I can't drive.
Oh,
so I was
that's
like,
brutal.
I know. So yeah, it was a rough day, but it was a lot of fun. And you know what? I got a make out in the can, the saddle, and on the street corner.
Honestly, I'm here for this for you. I'm a little jealous.
I love just a good smooch sesh.
Yeah, like a good
Drunken stranger
makeout.
with,
DFMO, dance floor makeout.
Oh, love that. Just as long as I'm somewhere where like no one I know. What is it about like making out with someone in front of your friends that's so embarrassing?
Oh, it's so embarrassing. That's like my biggest fear when getting married someday. I'm like, I have to kiss someone in front of everyone I know. That's so embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
Like I'm getting goosebumps.
I know. And luckily I was hammered, but I'm like, that is so embarrassing. And Hope and Laura were like, yeah, all of a sudden we just look over at you guys at the sardine can and you were making out. I was like, well, YOLO.
It's a Thursday. It's fine.
But then I went and I found him on Instagram. I need to read.
Oh, no.
I need to read you the bio.
Oh no.
You're going to actually die.
There's like nothing that gives you an ick more than when you look at a guy's Instagram and he just has weird shit on there.
Okay, so should I say his name? I honestly don't care. I don't think I'm ever going to see him again.
Say his name. Do you think he'll listen?
No, I don't think so. His bio says 1 in a billion.
No. No, he's canceled. He's out.
Living my best life.
Living
my.
Okay, he actually said my, not.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, ma.
I was like, no.
M-U-H. Living my best life. You're going to actually pee my pants.
Okay, does it keep going?
Remind me to make that the title of this episode.
Living my best life.
I have tears. I'm crying. Health equals wealth with the 100 emoji.
Why does it keep going?
And one more. Power of positivity with the 100.
No, I need to put eyes on
emoji.
this. Is that all one line?
Oh my God. I'm literally crying.
No, he loves emojis.
But you know what?
But he's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Billion.
He's 1 in a billion.
Yeah. So that was fun. Shout out. Thanks for the bar makeout. Sorry I didn't let you come over.
Saturday.
And then didn't even.
Oh, it's too good.
Yeah. So, I turned 35 in a couple weeks. I got to start living it up.
Yeah.
And I'm just over. Actually, we'll get into that. Because I've hit a point where I only want to date intentionally now.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I'm not trying to date him, so I can still bar make out.
Yeah. You can date intentionally with the people you're serious about and you can still have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So let's get into the life on the streets, but I want to talk about the breakup.
Okay.
And where are we at?
Where are we at with the breakup? The breakup was, we talked about it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it came out of nowhere. He told me 3 weeks before he was moving to China.
Did he know that he was?
I think he knew for like a couple months before he was moving, but he just didn't know how to bring it up.
Yeah.
And he was acting kind of weird, so I brought it up. And it's funny because before we talked about it, I prayed about it a lot. And I said that prayer that was like, God, if this person isn't for me, take them out of my life. That prayer is not to be messed around with because, it was like literally a week later, he told me he's moving to China. And we talked about how we could maybe make it work. And it just wasn't going to be feasible. That's the other side of the world. It's not fair
for you or him to like, I don't know, especially at the age we're at. It's like, you don't want to waste time.
Oh, exactly. And I was really disappointed because I really thought that we were on track for, marriage, kids, the whole thing. Like we had had those serious conversations. But at the end of the day, what's meant for you never misses you. I really do feel that way. God removed him from my life and I wish him nothing but the best, obviously. But I was disappointed, but I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for what the relationship was. It taught me a lot. I learned a lot about how I want to be treated and how healthy relationships should work because, I've got my little army of shitty ex-boyfriends and like this was the first really positive relationship that I've been in. I don't know. I'm grateful for what it was. I'm sad still. I miss him, obviously. But like what's meant to be will be. And it's hot girl summer. So
yeah, girl.
I said to him when we were breaking up, I was like, honestly, thank you for doing this right before summer. I'm going to be so skinny.
I'm going to look so good.
So good because I'm sad.
Yeah, that sad girl diet.
The sad girl diet does wonders.
It gets you there. Yeah. It really pushes you. I know that does. I feel like the hardest part is especially when you like talk to someone every day, you like do all these things with them and then all of a sudden they're just gone and you're like, oh, that sucks.
Well, it's like every relationship, I feel this way. It's almost like you construct this language with someone with all of this nuance and these characters and like these little inside jokes and bits. And when you break up, you never speak that language again. And there's this sadness in knowing that like there's this chapter of your life that's just, you're putting it away.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. We grow through all things. So
ain't that the truth? And you know what? He's so far away that I'd almost rather have it that way. Like, yes, please go to the opposite side of the world.
Well, I laughed so hard because you texted me like right after the breakup. You're like, thank God he's on the other side of the world. You can't like show up at his house and be like, scratch my back.
My tummy hurts.
Because that's like so something I would do.
Yeah. So for reference, when Trey and I talked about our trip to Nashville, we stayed with Juliana while we were there. And we woke up one morning and I'm like, where's Jules? Where'd she go? She's just not here. So then I look at her location and she had like showed me the area the day before where her ex-boyfriend lives. And I went, that sneaky little bitch went to her ex-boyfriend's house. So when I text her, I'm like, Jules, where are you? And she's like, I needed someone to rub my back.
Honestly,
it didn't feel good.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I needed a back scratch. So I have no regrets.
Okay, well, next time just come ask me. I'll rub your back for you. Probably the safer option.
Definitely the safer option. It was not a safe choice. But
yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
we live to tell the tale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we all have those moments. Mm-hmm. We all have our weak moments. I mean, mine broke his tire in my front parking lot. So, yikes.
Oh, my gosh. I really do want to know what he told his dad.
I know. Well, so, and also through him, I'm like very good friends with all of his friends now. Mm-hmm. And I didn't tell any of them that he had come over that night because I was like, him and I had like a tumultuous situationship. And it was like, we hadn't spoken in months. And that night I got drunk and we talked and then he came over. And so I'm like, I can't even tell his friends. They're going to be like, what the hell are you doing? So then like a couple days later, maybe the next weekend, I was drunk and I said something like, oh, so did so-and-so get his truck fixed? And they were like,
how do you know about that?
They were like, he was at your place? And I was like, yeah. And they said he told them that it like broke down in some random, like while he was driving or something. And I'm like, yeah, no, it was at my apartment. Okay. So if he didn't tell them, I can't imagine he told his dad. But it was so funny because I think he texted me when it happened and said, I think my lug nuts are like around the roundabout in De Pere. I need to go look for my lug nuts.
And okay. you're like waiting for him to come over for like a dick appointment.
Yeah. And he's searching for his lug nuts at the roundabout.
Is this some kind of innuendo?
Yeah. Like, no, I can find your lug nuts for you. Oh my God, what a life we live. So since the breakup, have you had any suitors, gone on any dates?
Oh my gosh, Han. I hate it. I hate the streets.
It's awful.
I hate the streets. I have to tell you about this one guy because it's just funny. So 2 days after John left, and it was like the breakup was very dramatic. Like I helped him pack his suitcase, and
oh my God, I'd cry the whole time.
I took him to the airport.
What?
And I was like hysterically crying at the airport, like hugging him goodbye. It was honestly very main character.
Yeah. Straight out of a movie.
Everyone was like staring at us, and I was like, oh my God, this is so like this is a low. This is a low point. And do you want to know what song I listened to on the drive home from the airport?
Yeah, because I want to talk about the best breakup songs. I saw an article today. So
yeah, we definitely have to talk about that. But the song I listened to was, you're going to laugh.
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah, guess, but I don't think you're going to be able to guess.
Okay. What like era is it from?
It's a country song and it's old.
An old country song. Was it? I'm just going to think of my favorite old country song that's kind of like breakup-esque, and it's George Strait Run.
No.
Okay.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
Watching Airplanes by Gary Allan. I'm like driving home crying.
I am judging you so hard right now.
Driving home from the airport, I'm like crying, and I'm like, I'm just sitting out here.
It couldn't have even been like Taylor Swift. What does that come back be here?
No, it was so bad. I was like, I have to listen to Gary Allan right now.
Searched for Gary Allan?
I searched it out. I was like watching Airplanes.
It wasn't just on the radio. No, you actually.
No,
I think you might be the first person to search Gary Allan's name on Spotify this year.
I think that I probably am. If I'm not in his top 1% of listeners, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I never would have guessed. I'm George Strait. No, Gary Allan.
I got home and I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually embarrassing. But I had to tell you because it's just too funny.
I mean, also main character, like that whole thing could have been a scene in a movie where you're watching the movie and you're crying and you're so sad. And then it leads to the girl in the car crying, listening to Gary Allen. And then it's the funny moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
You know, you got to have a little humor. But so 2 days after this, I dropped him off at the airport. I, was in my little like breakup depressy mode. Like I hadn't showered. So I was like, I need to go on a walk. I need to get out of my house. I need to go get a coffee, whatever. So I've got my hair in this greasy, messy bun. My face is swollen from crying. Like my Face ID on my phone doesn't recognize me. you know the vibes. And I've got toothpaste like crusted on my sweatshirt. Like I'm not doing well, right? So I'm walking down the street and there's these 2 homeless guys fighting. I'm like, oh, I'm going to cross the street. So I start to cross the street and there's this guy walking and he stops me and I thought he's going to talk to me about these homeless people fighting across the street and like ask what was going on. And I was like, hey, what's up? And he goes, hey, you're really cute and I just wanted to talk to you. And I was
did not know men still did that.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's nice. And he goes, are you having a good day? I said, honestly, no.
Actually, the worst.
Actually, not a good day. And he goes, oh, would drinks with a cute guy make it better? And I'm thinking in my head, like, cute is a stretch right now.
I
sir.
also don't love that.
No,
that kind of gives me the ick.
No, it totally gives me the ick, right? And I said, honestly, no. I was like, my boyfriend moved to China and we broke up 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, he's like, well, can I get your number? I was like, no, you can follow me on Instagram though.
Yeah, smart.
Okay, so he follows me.
Get those followers,
get
girl. Get those likes.
It's all about the, you gotta up the follower count. So he follows me and I look at his Instagram and he's a confidence coach for men.
Oh,
and he's doing this challenge where he is approaching women every day for 30 days. So obviously I was one of the girls.
I don't actually hate that.
And he posts a review later that day of like his interactions from the day. And he's like, oh, met a few cute girls today, but no real chemistry. Maybe we can be friends. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting like live rejected on Instagram by the confidence coach who's not even cute. Like this is so embarrassing. But he slides in my DMs all the time still.
God, of course.
And I'd
be like, is this just a friendly vibe?
So I'm still following him because it's like part of the bit at this point. And he just posts the most misguided fucking advice. And I need to read you.
I cannot wait.
I need to read you what
this gives me such small dick energy.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. So he posted this to his guys who he coaches on confidence.
How many followers does he have? How many men are actually
quite a few, like 34,000.
Oh, God.
Like a couple like really weird guys I know in Nashville follow him too. And I'm like, this tracks.
So the men in Nashville are doomed.
Things are not going well for men in Nashville. So this is his advice to them. When a convo is getting boring for me on a date, here's a few things I do. It doesn't make sense to escalate because that conversation isn't exciting and it's not going anywhere. So I like to quote unquote blow up the conversation with a massive emotional spike. Here's what that looks like.
What?
He said, here's what that looks like. Fuck you. Just say it out of nowhere, making strong eye contact. She reacts super emotionally. Why'd you say that? And then you say, I just thought we needed some spice between us. I was getting bored. Boom, you're already in a more emotional combo.
My jaw is on the floor. What?
I read that. I was like, that is the worst advice.
Could you imagine you're on a date and a man just goes, fuck you?
I would leave. I would get up and leave.
I would cry and then leave. I'd be like, what? Actually, I'd be like, thank you so much for that content. I cannot wait to go make a TikTok.
This is going straight to podcast.
This is going viral as hell.
But people are paying him for this advice.
That's insane.
So that was my first interaction post breakup.
Oh my God.
Was this man. And it's just.
It needed to be low so the rest of them can be.
Hannah, I feel like they've all been so low. It's just bad out here.
I know. It's awful. That's why I gave up.
You've been in the trenches for a while.
Yeah, girl. Haven't I?
And I know. And I understand why.
Yeah, I know. And like, well, I feel like Nashville is very small town energy. Same here. But I'm just like, literally, I just can't. There's no one left here. I'm like, there's literally no one left here. Everyone has hooked up with everyone.
Oh, it's very ancestral in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no one is ready. No man wants commitment. And I'm sure I think Trey and I talked about this. I'm sure there's women who are the same way, but I'm just like, in the year 2024, like I can't do it. Like I just want to meet my person and only talk to them. I don't want to date 900 people.
I know. That's how I feel too. I just want to like find my best friend and hang out with them forever.
Same.
But it's so hard.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do all of the other crap, or like it's been so freeing to not have to worry like, oh my God, are they going to meet someone else? Have they talked to someone else? Why haven't they texted me today? Like I just can't. So I'm just waiting for a man to drop from the sky.
Just drop from the sky. I mean, they've got to exist.
They have to. I'll be driving some days and I'll like see a super cute guy in like a nice car. And I'm just like, I wish that I could just be like, hey.
You just have to follow him.
Are you single? Yeah, just see where he goes. If there's another car in the driveway, like shit.
I was like, I'm not going to lie. That's how I met a guy I dated in high school.
You just saw him on the street?
We were like driving beside each other and our windows were down. And
shit.
I was like, are you listening to WIXX? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, me too.
Yeah. My grandma owns that company.
And we started talking and I was like, what's your name? And he yelled his name and I found him on Facebook. And then
I need to get better. I want to make like
you just have to
those
shoot
little
your
cards.
shot.
Those little cards that women have been like making with like QR codes that go to their social media. And like when you're out at night, just hand it to cute guys. But I also, so there was one guy at the wedding this weekend where Allie, the photographer, she was like done working. So her and I went up to the bar at Cropsy's and we're ordering a drink. And we like walked up next to these two guys. And one of them was super cute. And he was like, oh, can I get you a drink? Whatever. And I was like, yeah, like we'll take whatever. And I was like, we should do a shot. So when he orders shots and we take it and Allie's like, oh, he's like super cute. I'm like, yeah, but I feel like he has to be married because Hope would have, like that was not one of the single guys that she pointed out. So when Allie says to the other guy, like, oh, is that guy single? And he goes, no. She's like, oh, is he married? And he said, yeah. And so she was like, well, why isn't he wearing a ring? And he's like, because he doesn't care. He's married, but he doesn't care. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want these men that are out here.
No, they're bad.
Yeah. So I'm like, that is so disturbing that you're just like, and he was there from out of state. So I'm like, so you just came to this
didn't
wedding?
Bring his wife to the wedding?
I guess not. And
didn't wear
his ring either. Yeah.
Ew, I hate that.
I know.
It makes me sad.
I know. So then I'm like, men cannot be, no one can be trusted, but mostly men.
Mostly men. Honestly, though, I feel like we're almost avoiding that by waiting. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like we've avoided that trap of like getting married young to someone who's not ready, who's immature, and it's not a good match, you know? Like,
but then like what? The dating apps aren't it. So like, where do you meet someone?
Well, I feel like it's summer. There's about to be like I feel like there's always like new crops of people that come in the summer.
And I guess more like activities and more. I just need to get better at like approaching. I just want a man to approach me. I don't want to have to approach a man.
Okay, but I saw something the other day that said that 87% of women who make the first move, those interactions end up married.
Yeah, I saw that too. But I feel like I've definitely made the first move. Or like I'll have a flirtation with a guy and then, you know, like they're not taking the initiative to ask me out or whatever. So I've definitely broached that area and it hasn't worked. But I don't know, maybe I'll get better.
I feel like you need to just shoot your shot because you're so fun and you're so cute. And like, I feel like guys would receive that well. They're probably intimidated to talk to you.
Well, they shouldn't be.
I know, but you know what I mean?
So let's come up with like a line. What should I do?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm not good at this. This should have been a question to ask Trey.
I know, shit.
Like, what would the approach be?
Yeah, I think I did ask him that. I think I said like what, and he said just to like come up and ask if I want a drink.
Ew, no. Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't think that's good advice.
Because I said one of the questions a girl asked was like, how would you want to be approached by like a woman? And he said, I don't know, just like come up to me and ask if I want a drink. But then I asked him.
I feel like that's such a masculine approach.
Yeah. So then, I don't know, I'll just trip and fall. See if they'll catch me.
Honestly, you should just fall into them.
Yeah, okay.
That's actually not a bad idea. Or drop something.
I think I need to like hit the Fox River Trail more too, because I feel like they're
cute boys.
Some cute boys.
Fox River
yeah,
Trail.
and then that I can trip there.
Oh, but what if you like actually injure yourself?
Well, it would make for a good story.
That would be a good meet cute.
Like a damsel in distress vibe.
Watch you like sprain your ankle and you can't walk out.
And
of
I
there.
probably would. I already have like a broken knee. And then I'm like, you know, I go to a new gym now with a lot of people, but I feel like 90% of them are married. And I'm like, can we get some new crop of single guys?
You could always come to Nashville and find a boy there.
Yeah, you're making it sound like it's real a lot better.
Really appealing.
I think we need to go to Europe.
I think that that's a really good plan.
I love the story of Shannon Ford and how she met her now fiance just on the streets of Europe, and then they had sex, and now they're getting married.
Well, one of my best friends from college quit her job in 2019, went to cooking school in Italy, and for like a month met this guy while she was over there, and he owned like hostels and bars, and he was like, do you want to ride around Italy with me on my motorcycle? And she goes, sure.
Okay, Lizzie McGuire.
So she literally
Are you kidding me?
Lizzie McGuire. And so she rides around with him, whatever. They fall in love. They've been dating now for 4 years. She's living on the coast in Italy with him.
That's what I want.
He just bought her a sandwich shop. And he was like, I want you to have your own business. And so she's like going viral on TikTok, like testing sandwich recipes for her sandwich shop. And she's like fully renovating it right now. And it's opening this summer. But she's like living a rom-com.
Yeah, literally that's a rom-com.
I know. So I feel like we need to go to Europe.
I know. I need to win the lottery. I need to get enough money to be able to go to Europe. Do they have radio stations in Europe?
There are other radio stations there. There are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could be the American girl on Italian radio. They would love
Honestly,
that.
I feel
with
like
my Wisconsin accent.
I feel like they would actually love that.
They might. All right, we need to workshop that. I just wish that I could just leave for a summer, have enough money to be like, peace out for
the
3
summer.
months.
Yeah.
Go to Europe and just see the men there. I feel like they're just better there.
They are. They're more forward too.
Yeah. And they're just like gentlemen and they're men. I feel like men here are like not men.
They're like confident but not in a
douchey way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know.
Men here are just, I mean, listen, men, there are some good ones.
There are some good ones. We're friends with some of them and they're like looking for girls. So I feel like there has to be.
But like, they're looking for girls, but
are they?
But are they? You know? Love you. I know they're all probably listening right now, like gonna text me when they hear this. But
attacked.
They're single, good looking, super fun, nice guys, but they're in the same boat as all, and I'm not just saying it's men, but I feel like everyone's always looking for the next best thing. Like, I feel like they'll find a great girl and then they like drop the ball because they're like, oh no, this one thing is wrong or whatever. And it's like, I don't know.
Well, I feel like Instagram creates this false reality of options.
Yes. Like, oh, well, that girl's super hot. Like, she's whatever. Like, I'm going to DM her instead of you're with this like wifey material. But then you see all these Tatianas on Instagram.
Tatianas.
Yeah. Tatianas.
I know, it's bad. It's ruining them.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I love when a guy doesn't have Instagram.
Oh,
like my ex didn't have Instagram. And I was like, he said that to me. I was like, green flag.
Greenest flag.
Green. I was like, okay, let's date now.
Yeah. I love that.
No Instagram, sold.
Yeah. I feel like Chelsea's husband doesn't have one either. He has like no social media. I wish I could be like that. I'm so addicted.
I know, I'm so addicted too. I like need to know what everyone's doing. I'm
Same.
so nosy.
Same. I'm like checking, you guys are my little Sims on my Find My Friends. I'm like, what are my friends doing?
I literally am looking at Find My Friends all my time. Like, where are all my Sims?
Same.
What are they doing?
Always looking, especially like when I'm out at night, like, oh, what bars are everyone at? Like, I'm just going to show up there. I do that with Trey all the time, and he's always at the Black Saddle. So
always.
I don't need to do Find My Friends on Trey.
You know what they told me the other day? I went and grabbed Bloody Marys with them on Sunday morning. Trey and his friends are buying a yacht in Miami.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah, they're buying a yacht in Miami.
No.
They are.
I mean, great.
For us, I feel like.
I mean, great for us, yeah, but also like.
What are we doing?
It's giving.
But I
like
think
a yacht in Miami to what? Like go down there and find girls with huge boobs and bikinis.
Come on my yacht in
exactly.
Miami. I know, but
great for us.
Great for us. Probably great for them too, in their own way.
True.
Yeah.
Huh. I did not know that.
You're gonna have to text him, get the link to the boat.
Yeah, I need more details. I sat next to him at dinner on Saturday. Heard nothing about said yacht.
Yeah, well, I was with him. Keith, Keith and Cole. Yeah, so they're all buying this yacht together. I don't know if TK is part of it too, but yeah. Probably
was probably the instigator of the whole thing.
Found the boat.
Let's be honest.
Like there's only so many 23-year-old girls to meet at the Saddle.
Preach. I actually had photographer Allie. Her brother's 24 and she's trying to set me up with her 24-year-old brother.
Okay, I'm honestly really into the cougar vibe. Yeah. I feel like the younger ones are better.
I was just thinking that the other day. I feel like the younger generation, is going to save the world.
I think they are. But it's just like some of these guys who are older, like, you know, when you talk to a guy who's like late 30s, early 40s, they're so set in their ways and like they just don't.
You can teach the young ones.
You can teach the young ones.
Yeah.
And they're just more open and they're more flexible, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you watch that new Anne Hathaway?
Yes.
Okay, it was so good.
I know. Did you read the book?
No, I didn't read the book.
The book is so good.
I heard the book was very sexual.
Oh, yeah. It's very smut.
Yeah.
Yeah. We read that a couple years ago. So when the movie came out, Laura, Chelsea, and Jason all came over and we all laid on my couch and watched it.
And Jason.
Because we like texted one of the group chats. Someone asked like, oh, does anyone want to do dinner tonight? And Chelsea and Laura and I were like, oh, we're watching a movie at my apartment. Like whoever wants to come can come, because I knew none of them would. And Jason texts us on the side and goes, wait, actually though, can I come? And I was like, yeah. Sure. I was like, I'm making pasta. Come on over. So we had pasta and wine and watched The Idea of You.
I watched it with my
Or
grandma.
Me, or whatever it's called.
And she was like,
oh,
we were watching it and, you know, it starts getting a little steamy. And she's like, oh, this is getting me all excited. I forgot what this was like. I was like, all right, unfiltered commentary, grandma.
Send her to the sardine can.
She can straight to the can.
She can start making out with guys at the can. I would pee my pants to see Peggy making out with men at the sardine can.
She would thrive.
She would thrive.
She would be running the bar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got to make it happen.
Absolute icon. Absolute icon.
Oh, I love the can. Now I want to go. All right. Well, we will find men at the sardine can tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Outdoor, band.
Farmers
Sardine can on
market.
farmers market is like
More of a vibe.
more of a vibe.
It's more grown up.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
people go there on Wednesdays that don't go there otherwise.
I'm just like scared. Ever since this breakup, the people that have been coming up to me are such weirdos.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the TikTok? I think it's that Brittany Broski chick where she's like, can any single nice men who aren't fucking weirdos please message me if you're interested? I'm like, that's literally me.
That's how I feel. Like every interaction I've had has been so bizarre and scary.
Yeah.
Like
I'll get like a new follow on Instagram and I'll be like, oh, maybe it's like a cute guy, and I'll click and they have like 2 teeth. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it's not.
Oh, the DMs you get from
oh my God. They're insane.
Some of the randos in town.
But it's like, it's so funny because I would love for a man to send me messages like that, just not those.
Not those men.
Just not those ones.
They're like, Hannah, marry me tomorrow.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go jump off the bridge. These are the men. Or like Hinge, when it would be like, this is your most compatible person.
And it's like, really?
I'm like, I literally am going to go kill myself. Like, that's insane that you think that.
This is what AI thinks I'm compatible with.
Literally.
I've got to go.
Also, Hinge sucks because the Rose Jail is like, have you ever heard of that?
Okay, so I've never done, the only app I've ever been on is Raya, and like for a very brief stint.
Yeah. So Hinge is like, all of the men who are on your normal page are awful. That sounds bad. I have like gone on dates with nice men I've met on Hinge, but for the most part, they're awful. And then they have this feature where you get like 1 rose a week, and then it gives you like these like 5 different people every day that you can choose to like send a rose to. And that's where all the good guys are. Like I looked.
But you can only match with them if you send them a rose.
Yeah. And so then you get unlimited roses if you sign up to pay for a monthly membership.
So they just it's just a money making.
Like
ploy.
Literally piss off.
No, that's really annoying.
I was going through this morning because I still have my Hinge up from Utah. I have not talked to a single person. I just scroll through. But I was like, let's see. This is the man who is just on my like normal page right now.
No.
That's my most compatible of the day.
Also, like, why do these guys think that these photos are a good idea?
Awful. God awful. But then in the Rose Jail, like I have guys like this who are hot.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, why can I not have access to these men without paying?
No, that's really frustrating.
Yeah. I'm just like, this is actual BS.
Are you on any of the other apps?
No. I just hate them.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done my due diligence, and I just can't imagine that there's like fresh
But it's
meat
just
out
like,
there.
I think of all our friends who have met their
I know.
like husbands and
I'll
wives
still like
on there.
scroll every once, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. I don't like random people talking to me.
Same. And I'm just so over like having the same goddamn conversation with every man, especially with the job that I have. That's literally all it is.
You don't want to talk about work.
No. And so, yeah, that's like all it is, answering the same million questions about my job. Like, I don't want to have to do small talk anymore.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I have like men on there, but I'm also a part of those groups on Facebook that are like the
Are we dating the same guy? Oh my gosh, that's like one of my pastimes.
Oh,
scrolling through those pages.
The absolute best. But then I'm like, there'll be a, guy on there. Like I just saw one today that was, is anyone talking to this guy? He asked me out, like I wanted to see whatever. And there were 2 girls on there who had gone on like 3 different dates with him in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, and like I get it. That is the dating culture, is like going on multiple dates. But I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to like think things are going really great with a guy and we're going on all these dates only to find out he's doing it with 3 other girls.
Yeah. No, it's just disheartening.
Yeah. I don't know. So.
Well, it's summer. It's time to have fun.
Hot girl summer.
It's not time to be in a relationship anyway.
Preach it, sister.
You know?
In the fall.
In the, cuffing season. When you need someone
Getting
to like
spam calls.
Go to Packer games with and like snuggle up by the fire.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Single girl summer.
Single girl summer.
And then
you're going to come to Nashville for the Packer game.
I know I want to. When is it again?
September 22nd.
Okay.
Everyone's coming.
I'm coming.
So you have to come.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll meet your husband there.
I hope so.
Like a cute Wisco boy who lives in Nashville.
I'm down. Let's do it. Let's manifest.
We're manifesting.
I did say last year was going to be, I did single girl summer. Last year I was like out of control. Last summer it was a lot of bad decisions, but it was fun. So then I was like, I'll have I can't remember what I called it. Something fall. Figure my shit out and settle down. But then it ended up just being an F girl fall. And then it just kept going.
Fall was wild last year. Like we had a fall.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. A summer and a fall. And then it was like Jan 1 of this year. I'm like, okay, I got that all out of my system. So now it's time to calm down. But now here I am making out in bars. So I don't know. It might be another slutty girl summer.
You know, you got to have fun.
True.
While you're young.
And we're fun
single.
girls. We're fun girls.
We're fun girls.
We're 1 in a billion.
1 in a billion.
Oh my God. What was I going to name Livin
my best life.
Literally, that was a highlight of my whole week. Just imagining. I also hate when men type like that.
Oh no, it's bad.
I literally want to like punch them in the face.
The emojis. I don't know what it is about the 100 emoji that's particularly triggering.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It has like Andrew Tate energy.
Yes.
You know?
Oh God, I hate him. Wait, can we talk about that douche canoe kicker on the Chiefs?
Okay, I actually couldn't watch that speech because I got like 30 seconds into it and I couldn't do it.
I was like, I literally felt like we were all being punked.
Well, apparently he had some little
gay relations in college.
Gay relations in college.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, that sounds like a closeted gay man speech.
It always is.
Yeah.
It's always the ones who are like really trying to hide something.
Oh yeah. I know a lot about it, as you know.
Yeah. Don't I know? Yeah, I just like was so disturbed by that. I'm like, I know that there's so much of that like misogyny in the world right now, which is crazy. But to literally hear a man stand on a stage in front of women who had just spent years and thousands of dollars busting their ass, for him to tell him it doesn't matter, you've been lied to. Like the only thing you're good for is to stay home.
Well, apparently his mom is like a neurosurgeon or something crazy. And it's
like, what the fuck?
What issues do you have?
Yeah. Disgusting. I'm like, oh my God, you are the worst.
He quoted Taylor, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that was another thing, except he said, and to quote my teammate's girlfriend.
To quote my teammate's girlfriend? Yeah. Shut up.
Not like, because that's all she is someone's girlfriend.
Not one of the most influential people to ever exist in the music industry.
A self-made billionaire, like an
icon, a legend.
Yeah. To call, my teammate's girlfriend.
Grow up.
I wanted her to say something so bad.
Have you seen the memes of when her and Travis were in the Bahamas and she's like talking really loudly? I'll send some to you later, but there were all these memes of him being like, how big is the fine to tackle your own kicker? I'll pay it.
Please. Like, oh my God. I wanted her to say something so bad, or like say something during her show, but I just love Petty Taylor. Like I
love Petty Taylor.
I know. Wait, what is your favorite song on TTPD right now?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know.
Also, how perfect that came out right after your breakup.
I said, when we were breaking up, I was crying and I was looking at him and I go, I'm not supposed to have to relate to the new Taylor Swift album. He was looking at me like, you're crazy a little.
Taylor always knows.
The album is so good. I mean, I love so many of the songs. So Long London has been a standout for me from the beginning. I love it. I really relate to it. And the black dog.
I was just going to say the black dog.
The black dog is like a little too on the nose for me. I still have John's location.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Has he gone into a place called the Black Dog yet?
No, he hasn't. But I just like look at his like little like sim and I'm like, where are you? He's in Thailand right now. But I'm like, oh my God, this song is like,
it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so heartbreaking.
And it's so like, it's my life right now.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to those two on repeat, the whole album on repeat, really.
But it's like, how does she take, because we've all felt that thing where it's like how can you do the things that we've done and you like not miss me? But like, how does she put it in such a poetic way? And I love, like, I saw a meme the other day that was the one part of the song where it's very poetic and then she goes into, I hope it's shitty at the Black Dog. And I was like, she is us.
I know, but really, it's like she can put our feelings into words better than we can.
Oh my God, 100%.
And she always has since we were teenagers.
I love scream singing that song. It's so good.
It's so good.
And I hope it's shitty in the Black Dog.
Me every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I probably shouldn't be admitting that I have his location on this podcast.
I hope your coffee is shitty today. You should just text him. I hope that coffee is really not good.
At first, I was like really calling him a little too much.
I was going to ask if you did that.
But it was like, it's a normal time in Hong Kong or wherever he is when I'm calling.
Oh, so you're drunk and he's at work.
And he's like at work.
and you're crying, singing, and I hope it's shitty.
I'm literally like crying. I'm like, did you ever love me? Like, it's so and he's like, oh, I can't deal with you. But I eventually, we had, the last conversation we had was really, really pleasant, whatever. But I just cut myself off from it. I was like, I'm only reopening this wound. I was like, I need to let it go. So I cut it cold turkey.
And it's nice he doesn't have Instagram that you can stalk. That must feel so good.
No social media at all. He has Twitter, but he uses it for work.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that would be so nice. I had the guy who, to come back to the beginning of the episode, who lost his lug nuts on the roundabout. He has since blocked me on everything, which is actually very nice because
the blocking is great.
Yeah. Like he didn't post a lot anyway, but it's nice that I don't I don't have the option to, because I talked about him on the podcast and I gave him a nickname.
Oh, grow up.
So he blocked me on everything to protect his reputation.
Oh, his reputation. No one knows who you are.
Yeah, thank you.
Grow up.
Yeah. But it is nice. Like, thank you for blocking me.
No, the block is great. Every time I've ever blocked an ex, I feel like it's really good for your mental health.
I know, it really is.
Yeah.
And every time you've made me block one of your exes.
Yeah, sorry.
I was going through my blocks list the other day and I was like, who the hell is this and why did I have them blocked? I'm like, oh, that was Juliana's ex. And we didn't even follow each other, but you're like, I don't want him.
Well, no, because he was watching, anytime I was with anyone, he would watch everyone's story. Yeah. He was crazy. Yeah. He was a crazy person.
Yeah. But I laughed at it the other day. I'm like, oh, that's right. It's Juliana's
keep
ex.
Him blocked.
That's the back scratcher. Yeah, you bitch. You made me block him that weekend and then you still went to his apartment.
No, I made you block him like right after we broke up when I was home. Because he was like, we were at
okay, well, still, you had you back scratch.
I know.
The fact.
Every once in a while, you just have a backslide. And
I know.
I feel you. It was a low point.
Yeah, but great for the plot.
Great for the plot.
Do it for the plot. That's going to be. That has been my.
Should you make that your Instagram bio?
Yeah, do it with the 100
emoji.
I thought you were gonna say you get that tattoo, and I was like, no. Maybe in Spanish.
No, it was a bit.
I wonder what "do it for the plot" is in Spanish. Like if it's something pretty sounding. Hey Siri, how do you say "do it for the plot" in Spanish?
Hazlo por la trama.
What? I don't think that's how you say it, Siri. Hazlo por la trauma is in there, so that checks out.
Oh.
How did she say that?
Hazlo por la trama.
There's what?
Hazlo por la trama?
Yeah, I'm not getting that tattooed on my body. We'll just start saying that and no one will know what the hell we're talking about, but
we're
going to be
like, they're crazy.
Yeah. But
true.
Checks out.
True.
But we're fun.
The most fun.
And we're nice.
Yeah.
We might be crazy, but we're all the other good things.
Yeah. But like the crazy makes it fun.
True.
Yeah.
And we're not like
psycho.
Burn your house down crazy.
No.
Pending on the situation.
Pending.
We had our Barstool Brackets party a couple weeks ago in like bumfuck nowhere. and it was near a guy who I had a thing with last year. And we were at the bar, and it was like late in the night, and I think we were going to leave, and someone's like, oh, can we stop and get like Taco Bell on the way? I was like, no, we have a house to burn down on the way home. And like a bunch of listeners were around, and they're like, whoa, what?
Are you being serious right now?
I was like, I mean, it's close. I could do it. I have enough alcohol in me. But I didn't. No houses were burned.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
That's growth.
Didn't even egg it. I could have egged it.
I didn't even egg it.
Listen, Linda. Like we said before the podcast started, I have issues with men. When my barista started ghosting me, that's when things hit a new low.
I know. You can't even trust the baristas.
Can't even trust the baristas anymore. They're out here breaking my heart. I got to text Fatih and just be like, how
When
could
are
you
you
do
coming
this?
back?
How could you do this to me? You didn't even say goodbye.
Please just send him the smallest man who ever lived.
Oh my God, could you imagine? He would be so confused.
Did you sleep with a gun under our bed?
What is the part where she says, I'll forget you, but I'll never forgive?
Yes.
That'll be me with Fatih and Mohammed.
Oh.
My guys. All right, well, that was fun. That went really fast. Do you have any other thoughts?
I have no other thoughts.
Same. I think we might be
killed
more.
too many brain cells this weekend.
Oh my God, I have like one left. I love how we started so low and we really got up there.
We really got up there, as we always do.
Yeah. So
We always end on top.
we do.
Yeah.
We do. And for anyone who went through that stress cycle with us in the beginning, hopefully we eased your heart rate, because mine was up there. Like, oh my God, we're gonna get old and we're gonna die. Yikes. Okay, well, at least we're gonna grow old together. That's all that matters.
All right, let's go live our best lives.
Yes, girl. Hazala, whatever the hell. Bye.